Hi there. Welcome to Apple World. Zayn Malik is at long last standing up for how his ex, Gigi Hadid's mother, Yolanda, attempted to approach him for DV and remove his little girl. I simply didn't have any desire to focus on anything, you know? I simply wasn't attempting to get into a negative this way and that with her. 2 years after Yolanda Hadid openly blamed Zayn for hitting her during a quarrel, Zayn is clearing up everything about what truly went down and why. He said nothing at that point. What's more, incidentally, Zayn kept quiet, not on the grounds that Yolanda's charges were valid, but rather on the grounds that he was attempting to safeguard his little girl. Fans are presently conjecturing that Yolanda completely misrepresented the occurrence and freely lied about Zayn getting physical so Gigi would get full authority over their girl. In the meantime, fans likewise found proof of Yolanda's bigoted way of behaving. Also, this truly placed the entire circumstance into perspective. So what did Zayn say regarding Yolanda's allegations? Was Yolanda truly plotting to remove his little girl from him? We should get into it. My canine planned to think back and read that and have the option to add something extra to it, and it would simply be something that had no point. Zayn Malik, as of late, plunked down with Alex Cooper for his first open meeting in quite a while, and he dropped a few significant stunners about his 2021 squabble with Gigi Hadid. Mother, Yolanda. Presently, to give you a few contexts, Zayn and Gigi dated on and off for quite a long time, and their relationship was brimming with promising and less promising times. As a matter of fact, after they tapped out for good, one of Zayn's companions let individuals know that the relationship was really harmful. Furthermore, it seems that the primary wellspring of this poisonous way of behaving was Gigi's mother, Yolanda. Yolanda apparently never supported Gigi dating Zayn. What's more, after Gigi and Zayn invited Kai in September 2020, Yolanda purportedly began plotting the most proficient method to drive Zayn away. Everything began in October 2021 when TMZ broke the story that Yolanda blamed Zayn for striking her during a dispute at Zayn and Gigi's Pennsylvania home while Gigi was away in Paris. One source let TMZ know that the occurrence happened the prior week. In any case, no different subtleties were shared at that point, and the source recently said that Yolanda remains true to her record and is truly considering documenting a police report. In any case, later that very day, Zayn took to Twitter to address the charges, and he said he would rather not talk about what ended up safeguarding his girl's protection. Nonetheless, Zayn implied in his post that Yolanda came into his home and excluded him, which incited the episode. Zayn made sense of the fact that he consented to not challenge claims emerging from a contention he had with a relative of one of his accomplices. Nevertheless, he likewise added that this relative entered our home while my accomplice was away. Zayn likewise apparently proposed that Yolanda release the story to TMZ to paint him in a negative light, composing, "In spite of my endeavors to reestablish us in a quiet family climate that will permit me to co-parent my little girl in a way she merits." This has been spilled to the press. In any case, since Gigi's fans rushed to blame him for DV, Zayn later made another assertion, rejecting that he at any point got physical with Yolanda. "I resolutely deny striking Yolanda Hadid, and for my girl, I decline to give any further subtleties," Zayn said, additionally adding that he trusts Yolanda will re-examine her bogus claims and move towards mending these family issues in private. Be that as it may, it appeared as though Yolanda was doing the most to keep the media discussing the occurrence. Furthermore, there's been a ton of speculation that she arranged the entire thing so Gigi would get full guardianship of Kai. It's obvious, that Zayn truly struck Yolanda. Couldn't she first document a police report as opposed to racing to TMZ? Yolanda did ultimately document a police report, however, solely after Zayn called her out for releasing the story to the media. As per court records obtained by the Everyday Mail, Zayn was accused of 4 counts of provocation subsequent to arguing no challenge. He got 360 days of probation. The records express that Yolanda approached Zayn and Gigi's home with her guardian, and Yolanda claimed that after she and Zayn got into a squabble, Zayn snatched her and drove her into a dresser's, causing mental misery and actual torment. Yolanda likewise guaranteed that Zayn shouted at her, "Avoid my girl," and called her a Dutch skank. He then, at that point, supposedly called Gigi in Paris and shouted, "Lash on some fucking balls and safeguard your accomplice against your mom in my home." Yolanda's protector upheld Yolanda's story, and he asserted that Zayn likewise shouted at him to escape his home. Yet, as may be obvious, there are a ton of things that don't make any sense here. Why, first of all, could Yolanda require a guardian while visiting her child in regulation and granddaughter on a homestead in rustic Pennsylvania? Additionally, it's fascinating that Yolanda went to Zayn and Gigi's home when Gigi wasn't there, and she obviously wasn't welcomed in light of the fact that Zayn said in his articulation that she went into the house. So assuming Yolanda was attempting to approach Zayn, this would be the ideal chance to make it happen. What's more, it would be difficult for Zayn to protect himself since there were no observers by any means other than Yolanda's paid guardian. Also, Zayn's fans generally accept that Yolanda prompted this fight and attempted to approach Zayn for DVE. So Gigi would get full authority over Kai. However, that didn't occur. Also, Gigi consented to impart more authority to Zayn. On the off chance that Zayn had truly placed his hands on her mother, it's absolutely impossible that Gigi would have permitted Zayn to have his girl half the time and unaided. In any case, Yolanda would not withdraw, and she kept on pushing stories in the media about how Zayn was abusing Gigi. In November 2021, one source near Yolanda let individuals know that Yolanda is exceptionally defensive of Gigi, and she basically needs awesome for her girl and grandkids. She has generally disliked Zayn. The source said he has a convoluted character, and she figures he could treat Gigi better. Be that as it may, sources near Zayn called BS on Yolanda's cases, and they said Zayn was the one attempting to shield his little girl from the spotlight. Furthermore, Yolanda was simply distraught in light of the fact that he didn't permit her to post any photographs of Kai via web-based entertainment. One of Zayn's business associates additionally told the Mirror at the time that Zayn was profoundly worried about Yolanda intruding in his life since he thought she was attempting to take his little girl from him. Gigi might need Zayn to co-parent, but her mom might actually take lawful actions inside the court framework about guardianship, the source said. In the interim, fans additionally began conjecturing that the motivation behind why Yolanda never endorsed Zayn was a result of her bigoted perspectives. To give you only a few models, during her Genuine Housewives of Beverly Slopes days, Yolanda was shown being exceptionally rude to movers and letting them know they needed to learn English. You've got to learn English. You know, you're in America. We communicate in English here. What's more, she once requested that a cosmetics craftsman make Gigi's eyes look around her so she wouldn't seem Chinese, which is around Jada's eyes a smidgen as an afterthought. So due to her high eyebrows, it makes it look truly Chinese. Better believe it, sure. I'm doing whatever it takes not to get too engaged with her cosmetics. I've given her tips, saying, on the off chance that you're with a cosmetics craftsman, advise her to do a bit. Keep your eyes generally round and huge so they pop. Not Chinese looking, since that is not great for her face. Fortunately, Zayn has at long last chosen to stand up on what occurred with Yolanda, and during his new appearance on Alex Cooper's Call Her Daddy webcast, he clarified that Yolanda lied since, in the event that he truly got physical with her, he wouldn't have 50-50 care of his girl. You have authority over your kid. Better believe it. Better believe it. So I believe it's only critical to say, since individuals are perusing this, goodness, No doubt, no, without a doubt. No doubt, I'm really full on. No doubt, similar to being hands-on with my youngster at every opportunity, I can be on the off chance that I could get 60% I would have it. Yet again, Zayn additionally explained that the main reason he would have rather not gone this way and that with Yolanda openly was for his girl's protection. I understood what the circumstances were. I realized what occurred, and individuals included realized what occurred as well. What's more, that is all I truly thought often about. If anyone, of a rational psyche would take a gander at the circumstances, I accept that you could regard that. Like, I simply didn't have any desire to point out anything. I wasn't attempting to get into a negative this way and that with her. Any kind of story online where my little girl planned to think back and read that and have the option to add something extra to it also, it would simply be something for which there was no point. Fans are currently commending Zayn for dealing with the circumstance in a mature manner, and they're likewise getting down on Yolanda for attempting to take Zayn's little girl from him. I'm so glad for Zayn for talking about the Yolanda circumstance with such effortlessness, one fan said.